Junta.
And I'm Matt Bavette.
And this is the Muddied Waters Podcast, episode
2. So we have a little bit of a new name. Luke, do you want to explain the name?
I think you should, Marty.
All right. So it's the Muddied Waters Podcast because we're just giving, probably lackluster, not good advice. And instead of clearing out the waters, we probably just only muddy the waters. So we actually do have a little bit of a special treat for the audience this episode. Luke, what's that?
Our very special guest, Grace Adams.
Hello.
How are you, Grace?
I'm good.
Today.
I'm good. How are you guys? I'm so happy to be here, as you know, because I'm your biggest fan. So
I mean, we can't understate this. Like, she really is. Since we told her we were doing this podcast, not only has she given us rave reviews, rated us on Spotify, as everyone should.
Yes, but, follow them.
Yeah, but, giving good advice as well. So we thought it was only appropriate that we bring her in for this first guest opportunity. So
I'm honored. Thank you.
So, but with every single guest, we require something of them. We give them an opportunity to go on our amazing podcast, so they have to bring something for us, right, Luke?
Yes.
Makes sense?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Grace, give us something to chew on.
I love that word, something to chew on.
You give us something to chew
on. Well, I've thought a lot about what people want right now and, like, what they're thinking about right now. In this crazy time of being quarantined.
Lamborghini.
And a Lamborghini?
That's what I want. Sorry. Go on.
Oh, okay. And what I thought I would give you to chew on is quarantine activities.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few, some for all ages, some for certain ages. And
do tell.
So my my philosophy on quarantining right now has been projects. Pick a project and get started on it. So I can say that my big project in quarantine right now has been gardening.
Ooh.
And
what are you growing?
Oh,
yams? Are you growing
so
yams?
excited. I'm not growing yams, actually. I'm growing carrots, tomatoes, peppers, lettuce, I think beets, and then, like, a few flowers to keep, like, the deer away. But
you
yeah,
feel in touch with the earth?
Well, not quite, but what I will say is that I've never had so much enjoyment from reading the Farmer's Almanac.
Wow.
I love that book. I'm really a fan.
Farmer's Almanac predict COVID-19.
Okay, so, like, I don't think the Farmer's Almanac would claim they would predict it, but I will say that the Farmer's Almanac, I think it definitely has, like, some predictions in the way as to, like, how our Earth, works, if that makes any sense.
Perfect sense. All right.
Okay.
What's your next activity?
So my next activity, that was ultimately my big one for, like, all ages, was, like, pick a project. And then what other one that I thought of, and this one is really specifically for those who are, like, 21 and up. So I'm sorry, Matt. But
I get it.
So this one is for all those people, from school, like, you miss, having a drink with your friends, and it sucks that you can't anymore. So, ultimately what I have come up with is create a bar at your house.
That sounds expensive, Grace.
Yeah.
It's really not.
What kind of money, Grace? This something you give me to chew on is kind of expensive here, Grace.
It's really not. No. And okay, I think what the issue is here is that I'm not explaining this correctly. all you need is a drink in hand and a Zoom app. And there you go. It's like you're at Mully's or Coleman's.
So
It's
you are the
perfect.
bar.
Exactly.
So really the bar
Exactly.
is in your head.
It's yes.
That's deep. That's
it's
really
very, very philosophical.
very profound.
I don't have any liquor at home, but I got some mouthwash. Does that work?
I'm not a health professional, so I'm not going to say yes or no because I
That's
really
smart.
don't. I can't endorse anything. So, except I can endorse the Farmer's Almanac and gardening. So,
Well,
Question.
yeah.
I'm going to bring this chewing in. What kind of project would you take up over this quarantine season?
are you asking me in general? Like in general?
I'm talking to Marty.
Oh, Marty.
What type of projects should
Yeah.
I mean,
she wants you to do a project. What are you going to do?
I do.
figured the podcast was a project,
Not true.
I don't know. Well,
Beat her to the race.
Grace is like, I don't know if it counts.
Yeah, Marty, you know what?
I think you need to do something. You need to like the project should come from the deepest depths of your soul.
Oh, all right. Like drinking over Zoom. Because apparently that does.
No, that's just like, the fun one. So you can like socialize.
Okay.
I made a
Maybe
beat that.
You
Marty.
made a birdhouse?
Yeah, beat that.
Oh,
Marty.
that is
you made a
that's a great
birdhouse.
project.
You made a birdhouse. I remember sophomore year.
It's actually that birdhouse. I just put it up on a tree.
Oh wow, that now that's cheating.
It's the same birdhouse. I painted it and put it on a tree. So
I would think that I would
That's
like
valid.
to get back out on my bike more,
Mm-hmm.
and make time to go down to the trail and utilize it, especially as the weather's getting super nice down here. It's been in the 70s the last couple of days.
Marty,
Yes.
are you a BMXer?
No, I cannot BMX.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wait, what is that?
It's like doing jumps and stuff.
Oh, okay. Are you a racer, like a bike racer, or just
No,
a casual
it's just-
stroll?
Oh, dude, I could definitely picture Marty in that bike suit, man, super tight, got the glasses on and the helmet. I could see him doing that. He's got the clicker shoes that go into
It'd be like, who is it? Is that Lance Armstrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did doping though. Are you condoning his activities, Grace?
No. I'm only remembering. I just remember this one Arthur episode that had Lance Armstrong in it.
Well, that you bring up Arthur is funny because to the audience they won't know this, but Grace claims to have an encyclopedic knowledge of Arthur.
He's not lying.
Wait, Arthur, like
the show.
The aardvark.
Oh, Luke wasn't here for this. Yeah.
Oh my.
Over Kairos,
Yes.
Grace claimed to have an encyclopedic knowledge of Arthur, but then when we asked her basic questions, she couldn't answer them.
That's not true.
She was like, "Give me a topic, any topic, and I can relate it back to an Arthur episode."
Give me a
Grace.
topic.
Give her a topic, Luke.
Wait, all right. What is? I don't know. Marty, you do it.
Okay, golfing.
No. Golfing?
Oh,
Mhm.
Oh, there's definitely golfing in Arthur. Like,
Like, duh.
it
Like,
definitely happened at some point within the show of Arthur.
like Muffy Crosswire's dad definitely golfs. So yeah, there you go.
What
Alright,
about
great.
wrestling, the sport?
Wrestling?
Uh-huh.
You know who was a wrestler? I forgot. No, his name is George, and he was the Moose. He was like Arthur's classmate who was a Moose, and his name was George. He was a wrestler. So
All right. Seems like it checks out. How about we get to some questions, knowing
Yeah.
that that's what this show is about,
I would love that.
and we'll see how much of that actually gets into the show. All right. So we do have a couple of questions, and Grace will continue to join us for these. The first question is, how long will we be in quarantine? Give us your
Oh, boy.
professional opinion, Grace.
My professional opinion, God, I don't know. I think we might be looking at the rest of our life.
Mm.
I
Great.
have no.
That's bleak.
It is bleak.
doing?
No, I
Look, you
honestly.
claimed you're a nihilist the first episode.
That
That's
is true.
I would like to recount that statement. I am no longer a nihilist.
All right. Good job, Luke. I'm proud of
Yes,
you.
Luke. What I will say about it is that what I've been telling myself every day is that this will be over in a few days, because one day that'll be true.
So just lie to yourself until eventually it's true.
Because
I
it'll
do
be
that
true.
every morning.
It's a great way. It's a great motivator.
I mean, in my opinion, I think, right now it's you hear all sorts of different things on the news. I've heard some people say that, it's going to come back up. It's going to be seasonal, so it's going to come back in the fall. So I don't know if, even if we do exit quarantine, if we have to go back in. I've heard different things from May to Easter to anything. So I really don't, I'm not sure. I would like to think that like by June 1st, hopefully, maybe. But again, who knows?
I don't know. Phil Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, he said that we got to do this self-quarantining thing for another month. I think that's pretty realistic, but part of me thinks we're going to have a sick boy summer on our hands,
Mm-hmm.
Could you elaborate
on
like sick boy summer?
Last year we had a hot girl summer,
Oh,
popping
true.
off. I think this is going to be a sick boy summer. Everybody's going to be inside, sick, and it's just going to be no go.
Okay, so the summer is not happening.
I don't know. In some capacity, I don't think it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. I can kind of get on that.
Yeah, I think that also with the thing is with New Jersey is that since you guys are peaking earlier, that it'll be over quicker. And for some places in the country that it hasn't hit as hard, it might be a little bit later into the summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think that was a good first question. We can go into the next question. And I'd be interested to hear what you guys say about this question. What do you disagree with in the Catholic Church's teachings?
Oh, boy.
I can start off if you like. Or I don't even really have an answer. I think that one of the most important things I've learned in my life is that, you don't necessarily have to believe everything that you take in. So say that you are a Catholic and, just because the Catholic Church has all of these beliefs, that doesn't mean that you need to believe every single one of, every single encyclical, every single different teaching that they have. But I think a lot about, faith, if that is even your thing, is that when you're constructing a belief system is that you're allowed to take and choose different things that you want. So if there is, say, something in Buddhism that you find really, important, then that's okay to pull that into your own belief system. So I think that even if you do disagree with something, I think that it's absolutely okay to construct your own faith system. I learned that in, high school religion class, Quest for the Divine. Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
I think for me is, it's more or less the same thing. I think that religion is meant to evolve, I guess. And the Catholic Church has definitely evolved multiple times over its existence. Priests used to be allowed to get married, and then they made them lay in, I believe, the 12th century.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, religion is a constantly changing thing to fit the needs of the people, I believe,
And you think about pre-Vatican II, it's like, even in a lot of our parents' or grandparents' times, like Mass was said in Latin.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like the priest wasn't allowed to look at you. Like they had, besides like the homily, like they had to face the altar.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, everybody was face forward.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You go, Grace. You go.
No, you go.
You're the guest, Grace.
What? No, okay, fine. I was gonna kind of go off of what Luke was saying, that I think especially in the Catholic tradition, there's an emphasis on the fact that we are the church, and I think that we are also changing, and the church is changing all the time, generationally too.
Yeah.
that things like Vatican II happening, like that was a big generational change as well. And so like I think that kind of stuff happens very naturally.
Fantastic answer.
I'm a big fan of Pope Francis. I mean, Jesuit educated and all that, but I think that he's modernizing the church. I mean, everybody says this though. I like now that the church is becoming more eco-conscious, I guess, with Laudato Si.
Yeah. That's
cyclical.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that the church is starting to modernize. I mean, obviously there's going to be pushback, and I'm just going to come out and say it. I mean, there's certain things that shouldn't be in the Catholic Church, like gay marriage, I guess, not being allowed, and the I can't say this, the ordination of female priests. That'd be something cool, you know. But the church is constantly evolving.
I don't really understand the history behind that. I mean, I could probably figure out, you know, just by using common sense on like why traditionally like female priests weren't allowed, but I didn't know if there's any like actual thing in the Bible or any actual official Catholic teachings on why there can't be female priests. Because in a lot of like non-denominational or, you know, Protestant churches, you can have, you know, female pastors.
I think you're right though, Marty. I think the church is ultimately influenced by culture, you know, the culture that was made in, and I mean, not the culture that was made in, but the culture that, I guess, developed it during that certain time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think that all these different rules and stuff and were necessarily made by Jesus during the Bible or whatever. I think it's just accumulated over a time by different generations and different people. And I think that the church will change at some point again, hopefully for the better.
It's usually, you know, it seems like a very gradual change over time.
That's a tough question, Marty.
I know, that's a big question.
I really hope Sister Anne doesn't kill us.
So would you like to get into our last question?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
How has the coronavirus affected friendships from college? Don't all answer at once.
I think it's had a huge effect on friendships from college, but I also think though too at the same time we do kind of do this like every summer, you know, like where everyone leaves for like 3 months and is apart. I guess the biggest difference that I've found is that like I can't just get in the car and like drive to see my friends in Buffalo or Saratoga or, you know, around and like do something like that. Like there's no like, I guess the harder part about the maintaining the relationships is that like you don't have an end in sight. So like you don't know when you're going to be able to see each other again in person.
Yeah, no, I agree with a lot with that. One thing that I've noticed though is that even compared to the summer, I still am talking to a lot of my college friends a lot more than I feel like I would have over a winter break or over a summer break. I feel like just because it's like these crazy circumstances, everybody does still want to talk. And because everybody is stuck at home, you know, everybody does, you know, they want to catch up. They want something to do when they're bored because there's only so much you can do and you can't be doing work all the time. So
definitely.
So I think that is something that's nice is that I have been talking to a lot of different people from school. And I think that what's helped is at least that our school is that we've had a lot of different types of things to help facilitate staying in touch with people from school, especially like our campus ministry has hosted a lot of different things and Zoom calls to, you know, talk with people. And on top of that, it's just, you know, a lot of my friends at school have been good about like wanting to talk and wanting to Zoom.
I'm going to start off with a negative, I guess. I think that the most difficult way this has impacted my friendships is that for, I guess, the seniors, it kind of prevented me from getting a chance to say goodbye to most of them, you know? I mean,
we'll miss you, Grace.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss you guys.
I mean, I think that the seniors that I'm super close with, I'm definitely going to see again. But for ones that I'm not that close with, it sucks because I probably won't see them again. But I think that this also has kind of strengthened my relationships with my college friends. I mean, like Marty and I, we talk almost every day. I mean, we usually do, but now it's more apparent now. And I mean, Grace, we've been talking for the past couple of days. Talking
I feel like
all the time. Shout out. And what was this? 2 days ago, my other friend group, we had a big Zoom party for my friend Oscar. It was his birthday. Happy belated birthday, buddy! If you're listening to this,
probably not.
I think that there's good and bad with this. I mean, I think that this virus and us coming home, it's gonna strengthen us as friends.
Yeah, I feel like it has, broken down some barriers. Like I feel like with you, Grace, I feel like I feel like we've talked to you more so in the last couple of weeks than we did during the school year because you lived all the way across campus. So, well, you did
All the way across campus,
all the way,
states away.
We don't live in a big campus, but like when you're living in the same building with people, you're going.
The 5 feet too much.
I'm just saying.
No, 40 to the townhouses. That's a big walk.
Yeah. So like obviously there's a Zoom, it's the same distance for everybody, so it's not zero distance. So it's not like it's not like it's a as big as an inhibitor, I feel like, to talk to some people, which I think could be like nice.
I think I mean we're obviously really lucky to live in the time period we're living in with technology, because Zoom makes it pretty accessible to see people's faces and talk to anyone you really want. So I think that's made it really really cool. And I think people also, like, in times like these where we're kind of all going through the same thing, people become really creative, which is kind of fun too, in ways that they want how to reach out or how to talk or things like that, which is really cool to see. But I think this is definitely, like, even without saying so, for like the class of 2020, both like high schoolers and college kids, that this is a hard in a weird, like, goodbye, like a weird way to kind of end things in that light. But I think it's definitely made a lot of us realize how important our relationships are and how important, for us, like Lemoyne has been, which is, kind of a gift in of itself.
But yeah, we definitely will miss all of you guys. It really, I think I wasn't super close with the people 2 years above us, but I feel like I knew so many people from your class. I feel like it's just really not going to feel the same on campus next year without y'all. I know some people are staying in the area for grad school and stuff, so.
I'll be back.
We're good. Well,
you don't have to worry.
We won't be able to get rid of you.
Yeah, you'll be like, why won't she? Why is she still here?
You're gonna move into your same room next year, and the people living there are like, "Who are you?" It's like, "Oh, like, sorry, like I'm not leaving."
No, my roommate Megan Woodworth. We're trying to plan a way to get back in there.
Megan's a queen. I will say that.
Megan is a queen.
I think that is all of the questions that we have. Luke and Grace, do you have any final thoughts, questions, concerns?
Stay safe out there, y'all.
I'm so happy that I could be here today, virtually, but I am here in all your hearts.
All right, thanks, Grace. We do want to thank Grace again for coming on as a guest. I'm sure everybody will appreciate Grace's presence as much as we do. And for everybody who wants to submit questions, we're just being overloaded with questions right now. Just kidding. Please send questions. Send those to lukeandmartypodcast@gmail.com. LukeandMartyPodcast@gmail.com. Maybe people aren't sending in questions because the email is so long. But
you guys need to come up with like a catchy thing.
Luke and Marty podcast at gmail.com is not good enough for you?
Yeah.
No. Like, have you ever heard that? Like, this might have been an upstate thing or a downstate New York thing, but there was like a commercial for like some car thing, and it used to go like 877-393-4448.
Eight.
Like,
Dude,
I will
love that
never
commercial.
I will never forget it ever.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. But I think it's a great way to end the podcast. I think we just came up with a new outro.
Don't call that number.
Call it your own risk.
Yeah, call it your own risk.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for joining, and please enjoy the outro music that Luke so graciously made. See ya.
Bye. Was I supposed to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.